Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Oh, wow. I feel like I need a drink before I even get started. Damn, where the hell should I begin? You know what? Let's talk about my favorite subject of a character that I really do not like. And every single time she managed to always prove my reason of why I don't like this character. Yeah, you already know who I'm talking about. Nina. So, Nina just... the sad thing is that I don't even feel sorry for her. And it's not really so much that I don't like this character. Is that... So, get this. We leave off yesterday with Willow trying not to just tear up and bawl her eyes out in front of Wiley. Carly looks at her and is like, what's going on? And Willow's like, Wiley told me that I'm not his mother. I'm not his real mother. And they both, Carly and Michael both look at Nina like, oh, you out your goddamn mind, aren't you? And Nina just has that stupid dingbat look on her face like, what happened? What's wrong? Why are you looking at me for? I was like, okay, alright, we're doing this. So when Wiley leaves, Michael, they look at her like, why would you say that? And Wiley, she said that Wiley asked how we connected. And so she told her. And she was like, well, I was reading these books and stuff like that, and I was just trying to be honest. I was just trying to be honest. And then she was like, well, in retrospect, I probably should have sat there and talked to you guys first. What the is wrong with you, Nina? He is 2 years old. Mind you, everyone, this is the person that's supposed to be running a fashion magazine. Just a whole company. And this is the idiotic dingbat decisions that comes out of this woman's mouth. Yet somehow Jax trusts her to run this company. God. So after everything, Willow and Michael make sure that Wiley's okay. And Nina just kind of stands there like she knows the hammer's about to drop on her. And Carly closes the doors. And I'm just sitting there thinking, she's closing the doors like she's about to whoop this chick's ass, isn't she? And you know what? If she did, she'll have every single right. Carly's like, why would you do that for? You confuse Wiley. You hurt Willow's feelings. By the way, Willow was the one that thought of that, that proposed that idea of, having Nina and Wiley spend time together. Willow was the one that proposed that idea. And how do you thank Willow? How do you thank Willow? By doing that. I can't make this up. I really can't make this up. And this isn't one of those things where it's just like, alright, I just don't like this chick. And I'm going to literally point out every single bad thing that she does. I don't like this chick, but I don't really have to try hard because she does it all herself. She tries to say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt Willow's feelings. I just thought that, if I was just honest and yada, 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 yada. You know what Michael did? Michael did something that impressed me. And this is one of those things where it's like he decided to actually act like an adult. We haven't really seen that lately. Listen, I was gone watching this show for 2 years. I came back right around the time that Nina got in the show. When, for some odd reason, when, Kristen Storm wasn't there, they got some brunette chick and thought that was a good idea to have her be Maxie. Because reasons. So that's when I came along. That's when I came back. So during that whole time, I never really saw Michael man up. Okay? There's been very rare times that I've seen that. And this was one of those times. Michael came back and Michael was like, listen, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Maybe you and Wiley spend some time together. This isn't working out. Alright? This is just not working out. So he's walking away, he's putting the toys away, and Nina is like one of those type of people that just, I don't want to sit there and say the K word as far as Karen, I don't want to say that, but she just seems like, hey, maybe just, just calm down, we work this out, we can work this out, we can, I'm sorry, and, Michael's like, listen, I have a confused son, Willow's hurt, we're not doing this anymore. And, you can see the hurt in Nina's eyes. Like, she really effed up. Okay? Even Carly, before Michael got back in there, Carly was like, yeah, this is your last time that you're going to be doing this with Wiley. And, it didn't really take much for Michael to kind of really say what he had to say. Yeah, Carly chimed in. But honestly, tell you the truth, folks, like, you know what, Carly, you might want to just let him handle this. Because, here's the thing. If he can't handle this, what the hell is he doing? But he did. I mean, Carly was like, yeah, see, I told you it wasn't a good idea. Yeah, Carly, we already know that. Let Michael take the driver's seat for this one, okay? But yeah, Nina was hurt, and she was like, I was just trying to be honest. Yes, you're trying to be honest. You keep saying that like that's going to make the situation any better. I love her explanation of, I was just trying to be honest. You know what? Why don't you go back in there and why don't you tell them that the Tooth Fairy isn't real? You can tell them that Santa Claus isn't real too. Because, since we're being honest, since you thought that was a good idea, I can't with that woman. I just can't. What else happens? I mean, Michael talks to Carly a little bit more. He was like, yo, we're not doing this again. Willow is not going to be getting hurt by Nina and her, whatever the hell that she's going through. And my son's not going to be confused by her. That's just not going to happen. And I'm honestly, tell you the truth, I'm glad. I'm glad, because I was sitting there wondering how long was Michael going to sit there and let Nina try to tell her BS fantasy version of what Nell was really like. I was just wondering how long, and he put a stop to that today. Willow goes to Chase, and, she's upset about it, obviously, but it's more the fact that, it brings up painful memories of the child that she lost. So, a lot of that emotions is going through her head, and yes, she went to Chase for comfort. So, Chase is like, I'm never going to hurt you again, and I'm just like, Chase, here's the thing about this whole I'm never going to hurt you again. We don't know if she's gonna hurt you. Hell, even Chase was when he was talking to Gregory, he was like, things are complicated, because yeah, she has feelings for me, but she also has feelings for Michael too. They share a son together. They're in the house together. They spend a lot of time together. It was gonna happen. So I don't even know where this is gonna go. And so in that sense, yeah. His eyes is opened. He knows that, they are a thing also. But Willow really needs to make up her damn mind about what she wants. Because somebody's going to get hurt. Okay? Somebody is definitely going to get hurt. And, That's gonna suck. And I mean between the four of them. Sasha included. Somebody's gonna get hurt. And if they bring Brando in it too, then he's gonna get hurt too. But I haven't seen him since he's been doing those commercials, and I'm just not gonna talk about that. But the point is, I just haven't seen the guy in a while, so. Now, on the other side of town, before Willow came in, Gregory was sitting there talking to Chase. Nothing really too big. They were just sitting there trying to explain to Violet about, why the wedding wasn't going to happen, and Violet was just like, nope. I want to know why the wedding's not going to happen. I want to talk to Dad. And Gregory came in and just kind of, he's good with kids, he had two. So it made more sense for him to be able to calm her down and to kind of put her to sleep. But on the other side of town, we got Finn sitting there talking to Jackie. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought they were going to hook up again. I really did, They get to talking, and pretty much they just talk about, well, Finn he's hurt because of the fact that it's not that Anna just lied to him. It's that Anna lied to him, but confided in Valentine. So he can't get past that. He really can't. He doesn't know if he can get past the lie. And Jackie's like, I haven't actually had a drink in a few minutes. Damn, lips are getting dry. Jackie's pretty much like, you know what? People lie. Even with the best of intention, people lie. It's just the question is, could you forgive it? Finn is such a black and white kind of guy. And Jackie kind of sees the world as, shades of gray a little bit. Like, you have all these fantasies and expectations going into a marriage and a relationship. And sometimes, people lie, even for the right reasons, So, I think Jackie's just like, maybe you should just kind of hear her out, see if we can pass things up, Now, the only interesting that really happens is when Gregory is walking in the hallway and he hears Jackie talks about how back in the day, the way he his attitude and stuff like that was one of the things that she was really attracted to about him. And Gregory just had that look in his face, and I was like, damn, Greg, I felt that. Like, just a dagger in his heart. Like, oof. Dude. Sorry. Like, damn. You ever just see a scene where somebody just gets hurt so much or so bad? Or even when your friends, when they get hurt by someone that you just kind of feel it, like, a little bit? That's how that was. And, yeah. It's going to be a domino effect. Because Gregory's going to, he overheard it, and it's not going to be that long until Chase overhears it, and then it's just really going to hit the fan. Now, on the last part, I think, of this, Maxie winds up going to the hospital. Long story short, they find out that it was most likely what I was not there thinking, Braxton Hicks. So they find that out. And, Maxie, I just don't know about this woman sometimes. I try to, for the sake of the fact that, well, she's pregnant, and I really didn't want to get on her as much as I really could have. But, she is, making me think that whole choice. Because, first of all, Maxie asks, like, what are your thoughts about this whole Peter thing? Did you know about his crimes and stuff like that? And, when Britt is like, well, yeah, I found out, I knew my mother was back, and I knew that she, she wasn't, she was framed or whatever, she knew about some of that stuff, and Maxie was like, and you knew, and you didn't tell me so much about our pact. I was like, Maxie, I swear to, you are in no position to be throwing attitude and shade at anyone. At anyone. You literally are the last person to throw shade at anyone. Especially for the fact that the damn town has been telling you about Peter for a while, and you have the audacity to... Okay. Okay. You know, Britt is like, well, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really believe in my, what my mother was saying because she doesn't really exactly have the best track record. And Maxie was like, well, now does Valentine, everything is just, circumstances, just hearsay. And, I believe that Peter wouldn't hurt me and stuff. And to Maxie's credit, she's right. Peter will never hurt her. Like, as far as physically going. But, Britt was like, are you, like, willing to believe Peter? Like, are you willing to accept him? Like, you're cool with all this? You're still willing to give him a chance? And I'm sitting there thinking, Maxie, you can't be this stupid. You can't be this dumb. That's just not possible. It's not. It cannot... I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. The fact that she's even hesitating after everything that was said, she still has some doubts. Like I don't know what to say. I feel like I need to talk about another character because one, I don't feel like yelling any longer, and two, before I just stop talking about Maxie, before I just wind up getting a headache or just passing out for just how much I'm going to start yelling. As Maxie fans, if there's any Maxie fans, how do you deal with this character? How do you deal with the asinine decisions that she makes? Because here's the thing about this show. Everyone at some point makes really stupid decisions and choices. But usually when they do that, they don't have an entire town telling them that this person isn't right for you. And this isn't the first time people have told her that a particular man isn't right for her. Let's just bring up Levi. Which, fun little fact, if people didn't know about Levi, Levi was actually played by the first Michael, the little kid. I'm still just blown away by that, but yeah. A lot of people have told her, and you know what? Let's think about this at work. Just to add some more insanity to Maxie and just how stupid she is. Remember where... I'm sitting there trying to think of how to tell this story, but it had a lot to do with Nathan, Maxie, and Levi. And the court hearing. And I'm so exhausted talking about Maxie at this point, but I feel like I need to bring this up. Pretty much, Diane was like, well, who told the judge the truth? When they were lying about, it was something about they were lying about Maxie. And Maxie wouldn't have told on herself. And Nathan wouldn't have told wouldn't have called the judge and told because, one, he would lose his job and his pension and may even go to jail, which left Levi. But Levi was like, well, I didn't tell the judge that. And only 4 of them knew, including the lawyer. And you know what Maxie did when she got home? She was like, I'm so angry, I'm going to bed. So, just in case, people are forgetting how stupid this chick is, just remember that story, I don't remember the particulars of it. I just remember Nathan being on the stand and this was a lie that people were sent there telling to protect Maxie and seeing her child, and only 4 people knew. And and Nathan was like, it had to be Levi, because I wouldn't tell him myself, you wouldn't tell, and Diane wouldn't tell, and it just left him. But she was just like, I'm going to bed. And after that scene, she still wanted to marry Levi. Christ, okay, alright, let's move on. I want to actually, I partly want to apologize for just going on about Maxie, but I really couldn't. I just couldn't. So I really can't apologize. But I want to thank people for listening to my rant, because it just needed to be said. Franco is looking at that recording that I guess he made when he was Andy or Drew, or yeah. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it at first I was like, what is this going to do for him? But the recording kept telling him to fight for his family. So I was sitting there thinking maybe it was a motivation thing or something. I was like, okay, fine, I get that, He's away from his family, he may need that to help him, kind of remember why it's important for him to keep doing the treatments and fighting to be back with his family. Alright, cool. But something in that message triggered an old memory. And pretty much this memory was of Peter telling Drew that, you never really had a choice. You're going to be a good little soldier for us, yada, yada, yada. And Franco comes downstairs to talk to Sam and Dante about, like, where's Peter at? Now, Peter, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He rushes in his room. He gets out a gun. I don't know who he's planning on shooting, but anyway, long story short, there were some conversations between Sam and Dante, and to be honest, I'm not going to lie, it didn't really go anywhere. They just talk about Jason is Sam going to tell Jason about what happened with the whole wedding thing. But Franco comes downstairs, and Franco's like, where's Peter at? I got to sit there and talk to Peter. They talk for a little bit, and Franco's like, I got to go. Long story short, Peter is running down the stairs, and, well, he gets, I was going to sit there and say he pretty much gets Jason Todd by Joker, but I don't think anyone's going to know that reference. But pretty much, Franco knocks Peter over the head with a tire iron. And I will explain that story in a little bit after, but yeah, he knocks him over with a crowbar. And so you see the next scenes of him playing around the 20 questions, and I guess if he gets something wrong, then well, he just better hope he doesn't get anything wrong, because I have a feeling that the old Franco is going to come back just a little bit, just enough to kind of torture him from some information. I don't know what he's going to get out of him, but I guess we'll just wait and see. Anna is kicking herself because, well, she pretty much kind of screwed up this whole thing. And it's funny because at first she gives Robert attitude like, well, don't give me the I told you so. I'm not in the mood to hear right now. And I'm like, Robert, you should sit there and tell her that you told her so. I think they should all sit there and tell her that they told her so. Because, you know what? At the end of the day, she had an idea. She knew that Peter wasn't up to no good. And she still did it anyway. And she is Maxie's family. And you were seriously just going to, like, the fact that you let her get that close to him. I mean, that close to him. And you had an idea about this whole thing, and you did nothing. You sent Old Brick to I guess their version of jail for a crime that she didn't commit. Are you kidding me? So to be honest, she deserved all that smoke. And to be honest, Robert was way too gracious towards her. So anyway, he gave her the pep talk, and listen, you can't do anything now. You can't kick yourself about it. You just kind of just do better. Which in reality is true, It doesn't serve anyone any good for Anna to be sitting there kicking herself for 20 minutes. Yes, she should feel like ish. But, you know what? we're past that now. So, you know, what can you do to fix the situation? That's the question. So she got to figure out a way to fix that, and then try to salvage what's left of her fleeting marriage. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what I'm missing, but I feel like I'm missing something. If I'm missing anything, please write it down in the comment section below. First of all, I felt like I was talking so loud that my damn lips feel like I need chapstick at this point. But, yeah, with that being said, I think that's actually about it. I don't think I really missed too much of anything else. If I did, please write it in the comment section below. Nina and Maxie. You know, the sad part is that as much as I thought it was a dumb decision of what Maxie did, there's a lot of times where Maxie just does something really stupid, I can still sit there and say that, for the most part, I still like Maxie. Yes, she's an idiot, and she does things that, comes back to bite her in the ass. And the fact that, well, let's be honest, you practically brung a psychopath into your house to be around your daughter and your son. So, on that, yeah. And yes, I know, Sonny's a killer too, and yada 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 yada. You know, we can debate that back and forth. But the point is that sometimes I don't feel like Maxie learns from her mistakes. Like, even now, she's still sitting there questioning, like, should I give Peter another chance? You know? The only thing that she actually said that made sense is that Peter would never hurt her. Like, he would never actually, like, physically hurt her. But everything else, Maxie, that's on you, and, well, actually, to tell you the truth, I'm just exhausted talking about how stupid Maxie is. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video is a little longer than the usual, but, I really don't have an excuse for that. And I want to apologize for that, for keeping people longer than usual, but I felt like there was some stuff that I just really need to get off my chest. So, anyway, with that being said, I want to thank everyone for watching. Which is another reason, if people haven't noticed, I've been putting out the GH reviews first before some of the other stuff. One, seems like people like the GH reviews more than, you know, my days in Bold and Beautiful. The only reason why I actually put out the videos in the order that I did is because if I was home, that's how I would actually put it out. But since sometimes I'm at work, and work gets a little bit later than usual, and I don't like to put out these reviews too late, you know, figure I'd put it out first. Also, GH is, I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love GH can be kind of more complex than the other two, and I want to actually do right as far as doing these reviews. You know, I want to make these reviews the best reviews possible, and that means that it takes a little extra time to do GH reviews. And I don't want to sit there and be doing them at 11 o'clock and have about 5 to 7 characters, and I'm just like, Christ, I hope this comes out good. And even as I'm uploading, I was like, I think it was good. It seemed like it was good. I really hope it was good. So, yes, I will be trying to put out these reviews before my other 2 reviews because, yeah, all that. So, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Great day so far. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Be safe. Thank you for everyone who are watching this. Again, I cannot thank you enough. I will catch you in the next video.